Hello world, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a cute beginner friendly makeup tutorial because my cousin asked me to do so. She said, Burley, I want to look cute, I want to go out on dates, but I don't know how to do my makeup, so I need you to teach me. And I thought, this could be a nice video. I know, you know how confusing makeup can be. You watch different videos, everyone does a different technique, everyone has a different routine, and they don't apply the concealer the same, so it's so easy to feel lost. So today we're keeping it simple. And just to be clear, none of this is sponsored. I am not promoting brands. These are just products I personally use. First, I'm going to show you all the products we'll be using today so you know what to expect throughout the whole video. Now, I am not going to talk about which type of foundation, type of blush you should be using because, to be honest, it does take time. I'm not going to go deep into shades either because I don't have an even complexion, and honestly, finding the right shade and the right products is something that takes time. I know we don't like to hear it and we would like to find the right things right away, but it really is trial and error. I've gone to Sephora, I've gone to Ulta Beauty, and many different stores. Sometimes they recommend stuff that worked, sometimes it didn't work, and you know what, it's okay. Enjoy the process. So my best advice if you're starting is go in store, go to Sephora, go to Ulta Beauty. No matter where you go, tell them, be honest. Once you go there, ask for help. When you get there, tell them you don't know what you're doing. You want to get into makeup, but you don't know what you're doing. So which shape would they recommend? Tell them to give you many different options. Try them. It might work, it might not work. And you know what? It's okay. Keep playing with the makeup. Keep practicing. Trust me, you will get there.
So today we will be using these products.
First things first, skincare. I used to think skincare didn't matter, but the girlies were not lying. Makeup does look better on prepped skin, so make sure you wash your face, hydrate, put on that sunscreen, even if you don't do a full skincare routine. Since I'm on my Niagara Falls time, I'm breaking out a lot. That's why I'm doing a clay mask today. So I always start with eyes and brows first, because if you mess up or your eyes start watering, it's not the end of the world. You haven't done your base yet. So for lashes, I recommend starting with mascara when you're a beginner. Once you mastered this, you'll be able to move on to cluster lashes or other options.
Now for mascara, I have to talk about this because I used to do mascara completely wrong. I used to think mascara didn't work for me because I have short lashes, but that was false. I was just not applying it properly. You can't be scared of mascara. Like, you really have to go in. Apply the mascara from underneath and brush, brush, brush. You can do zigzag motions, coat your lashes properly, and you can even apply it on the bottom lashes too. And another thing that helped me a lot was mixing mascaras. Once I started combining them, I started seeing results and I was like, okay, wait, my lashes are actually cute. Okay, so don't mind me. Mascara always gets a little messy, especially if you're a beginner. If you accidentally get mascara on your eyelid or under your eye, it is totally fine. You can clean it up once you're done with a little bit of concealer or a cotton swab. Now let's do eyebrows. For me, I trim my eyebrows, and honestly, it makes a huge difference. It just makes everything cleaner and easier to shape. If you've never tried trimming your brows, I recommend it. It's not that expensive and it changes your whole face. So I start by outlining the top, then the bottom, and then I fill in slowly. The key is to build up gradually, because if you go too hard at the beginning, you're gonna end up with eyebrows that look angry. And trust me, I've been there.
Why never feel that spark? They all look the same. Yeah, they talk on me sweet, oh. Every day new story, oh. Nothing really gets to me, even when they try so hard. I try to believe though.
After that, I clean it up with concealer. I use a lighter concealer under the brow, the same one I'll be using later, and a slightly darker one on top, just to match my skin tone. Okay, so now I'm going in with concealer to shape my brows. First, I'm using my darker concealer and I'm drawing a clean line right on top of the brow. I like to do one brow first, then I go back and do the other side. And a little tip, you can slightly raise your eyebrows while doing this. It makes it easier to follow the shape. Then I go in with my lighter concealer underneath the brow, and this is what really gives that lifted, clean look.
Okay, this is how you should be looking right now. Now for the base, a lot of people use primers, and personally I am not a fan. So what I do instead is I spray a setting spray first. I'll be using this one today. So I spray it and let it sit for about 5 to 10 seconds.
Okay, quick pause because I really want you to see how I apply my base, whether it's foundation or a darker concealer like I just did. I start with 3 lines on one cheek, 3 lines on the other cheek, 3 lines on my forehead, a little bit around the mustache area, and then I draw a little smile right here on the bottom of my face. Here you have 2 options. You can do makeup brush, a large one, or a sponge. For beginners, I find sponges easier to work with because they help blend everything smoothly and it's harder to mess up when you haven't mastered blending yet. Don't get me wrong, brushes can be really good too, but they require more techniques. So if you use a brush, my advice is blend with the brush, then go over everything with the sponge to smooth it out. For today, I'm doing one side with a brush and one side with a sponge so you can see the difference. When you blend, don't swipe, just tap, tap, tap it. Think about it. Tap, tap, tap it. That's the whole video. Tap, 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 tap it.
When they're gone, I don't feel none. Guess I'm broken and I'm fake. I've been dreaming since 16.
Now we can touch the eyebrows. Okay, so for this step, I like using 2 different small brushes. One brush for the top of the brow and one brush for the bottom. And remember, whatever you do on one side, you do the exact same thing on the other side. So I start with the top, I follow the concealer line I drew, and I gently blend it out by going over it little by little until it melts into the skin. And if you ever feel like you applied too much product, don't panic. You can just take the excess and blend it onto your forehead. Nothing gets wasted. Then I go underneath the brow and I do the same thing. Try not to touch the actual eyebrow hairs, but really blend around it so the shape stays clean. Around the brow we go.
Next, we go in with concealer under the eyes. Now for beginners, don't overcomplicate it. Use the same undertone you had used for under your brows. That's the one I'm using. I usually apply it in a triangle shape and then I let it sit for a few minutes before blending in. Okay.
I start close to the side of my nose, then I draw a straight line toward the outer corner of my eye.
Yes.
Then I connect it to form a triangle and I fill it in.
But I'm still living blue now. It feels good to love somebody and somebody.
What did we say? Repeat on the other side. Same process.
I just shut it down, down, down. Guess I'm numb to the real thing, and I'm scared of the feeling. Maybe I was never whole. Maybe I was never.
Next, I draw a line straight down the middle of my forehead, all the way to the bridge of my nose. And right at the tip of my nose, I draw a little circle and I fill it in too. Then I go around my mouth, following my natural lip shape, just to brighten that area. And finally, I add a small circle on my chin and fill it in. And yes, at this point, you should look a little crazy.
Once again, we have 2 options here, a sponge or a smaller brush.
leaving blue now. It feels good to love somebody and somebody loves you back. But I'm so empty now. I just feel empty now. No, I won't pretend about it. I just shut it down, down, down. Guess I'm numb to the real thing. And I'm scared of the feeling. Maybe I was never whole. Maybe I was never whole. Nah, nah. I'll be turning all them down. I'll be turning all them down. Nah, nah. This is not their fault at all. They just couldn't reach my soul. Nah, nah. Maybe I don't love at all. Maybe I don't love at all. Nah, 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 nah. Never let love in.
Go over each and every single one of these areas again. We just want to make sure everything is smooth. So take that sponge, whether you use a brush or the sponge, use it again just to make sure everything is smooth and clean.
Now we're gonna set everything with translucent powder. This has honestly been a game changer for me, especially because I have oily skin. So I put it under my eyes, on my forehead, anywhere I get oily. Please go lightly when you put the translucent powder, because I realized once you put too much of this product, it's really easy to get this grayish look, and we don't want that.
And again, the secret is what? Tap, 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 tap it. We don't drag product. We really tap, tap, tap it.
I just shut it down, down, down. Guess I'm numb to the real thing. And I'm scared of the feeling. Maybe I was never whole.
I let it sit for about 5 minutes, but honestly, you can do more.
Put on your favorite music. Dance while you wait. This is why makeup takes time. Like, it takes time. Have fun. Enjoy it. We waited, and now it's time for baking. And again, the secret is what? Tap, 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 tap it. Okay? Tap, 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 tap it. Tap, 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 tap it. That's the whole video, y'all. Tap, 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 tap it. Tap, 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 tap it. If you don't remember anything else from this video, remember tap, 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 tap it. Okay? And I like to make different shapes with my face, as you can see. It just helps me play with the makeup better. You know? You can go everywhere with it. You see? Forehead now. Eyebrows. Yes. Yes. Let's do blush. I'm using a powder blush today, and I'm going to show you this trick that really helps from watching different videos. L shape. I'm going to use the same fluffy brush that we used for our base. Remember that one? Yes.
My advice here is always start light. You can always add more blush, but it's harder to fix if you go too heavy.
But I'm still leaving blue now. It feels good to love somebody and somebody loves you back. But I'm so empty now. I just feel empty now. No, I won't breathe.
And if you're unsure, you're not sure if you applied it well, I would recommend go back with the sponge and tap, tap, tap. Not too much now, because you don't want to erase everything you've done.
Okay, we're almost done. You got this. Now for lips, you can either use a lip liner, or honestly, you can even use the same eyebrow pencil we used earlier. Just follow the natural shape of your lips and outline them softly. The goal is not to overdo it, just to define the lips and make them look cleaner. And don't be afraid to try different colors. If you don't like it, erase it, redo it, add some more, and start over. That's literally how you get better. Once that's done, you can go in with lipstick, lip gloss, butter lip gloss, or both, depending on the look you want. Personally, I love lip gloss because it's super cute, but it doesn't stay on as long as lipstick. But either way, you can always reapply. So what I'm doing here is giving you different options. You can mix them. That's literally what I'm doing. I am layering gloss and then lipstick just to show you how you can play with it and create different finishes. Makeup is all about experimenting. If you don't like it, wipe it off and redo it. That's how you learn what works for you.
And finally, we finished with a mattifying waterproof setting spray. Voila. And that's the final look. Cute, clean, beginner friendly, and not too heavy too.
My name is Berli, also known as Orly. If you want to follow me on other platforms, you have my TikTok for school tips, Instagram for vibes, and here on YouTube is where the stories live.